All righty, everybody. Welcome back to another week of craziness here. Thanks for joining us, one and all. Woo! Crazy week.
Crazy. It goes so quick. Where do the days go?
I know. It's crazy.
It is crazy. But hi, everyone.
Cannot believe it's Saturday already. It's like, damn, did we just do this like yesterday?
Yeah, this week did seem to go really quick. It did seem to go real quick this week.
Hey, Steven, how you doing? Bill, and Dennis, and Tim.
Yeah, well, they're all in. Everybody's in. Kyle.
Private Public.
G'day.
Our right waist gunner, Mike Anthony, Mike Berticelli, Butter Jelly, William Bird, Peter, Michael. Michael now has a plane named after him. Beefcake. What's going on? Kevin. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
All right.
Evening.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I decided to, I put up on our Facebook page about naming some planes for us.
Did you get mine?
And I got a lot of great suggestions from everyone. And I thought, you know what I'd do is I'd name the planes after everybody. So that's what I did. I started naming the planes after YouTubers and subscribers to our channel. So you don't have a plane, Ruff, but Tony has a plane because he's no longer in the group anymore.
Oh, I see. Right, I've got to still got to catch up with these. It's been
my gosh, really?
Yeah, I've been busy videoing.
Tony, what do you think about that? What do you think about the fact that Rough Swordsman spent 25 minutes complaining that all he does is sit in the co-pilot seat and doesn't do anything? Next mission, you get wiped out. What's up with that?
I was waiting for it to happen, to be honest with you.
All right.
You know, you can only take 3 hits.
We were on 3 missions, and you took 3 wounds. So what's up with that?
Yeah, 3 purple hearts, and I said, okay, I'm done. This is severe enough. I'm done. You can have the plane, Rough.
No, I want to get back and clean the windows, clean the blood off the windows. All right, I don't want to. All right.
I'll tell you what. So every time you have a crew member hit, you got to roll on the chart. 1, 2, 3, they're okay. 4, 5, it's severe wound. Then you got to roll to find out what happens to them, and there's a 50-50 chance whether they'll come back or not.
Yeah.
And then the 6, they're just automatically killed. We've had let me count them up here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that have had wounds so far. And nobody has died from the... Well, Tony got knocked out. He's not going to be able to fly anymore. But you think with a 50-50 shot of some of them not coming back, we've been very lucky in our crew so far. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And that's pretty real. That's actually not realistic.
It isn't.
Usually they're gone. Like the odds were not good that you were coming back. So like we've kind of broken the odds on that one so far. So
yeah, that's cool. I'm thinking, do I get my one? I don't know. I've got things to play. So, but yeah,
that's the problem. You guys keep playing stuff. I'm like, I want to get that out.
Yeah, I want to get that out. You know,
I was watching. Was it Solo Board Gamer doing the Warfighter with the Maquis, and I'm like, ooh, that looks like good. Maybe I should get Warfighter out. I'm like, oh crap, I already got, I've got Lock and Load, Stone scenario out, and I love it. I forgot how much I enjoyed, how that game. That I forgot. I got to play that more often.
Yeah, it's. I can't wait to. I've got to get it out on the table. It's one of my 10. But yeah, I saw Solo Board Gamer play it, and I said to him, "Oh, it's on my list." Well, I didn't say that. It's on my list. I'm going to have to get it out now. You've played it, and he said, "Do it because I watched your videos, and that's how I got into it." So yeah, I'm not watching him, and he gets like me. He gets all excited like me. It's us Brits. We get all excited. You see, when we play
Yeah,
games.
his sound effects are pretty decent.
And he does all the sound effects. I don't think I could be bothering to do that. It's like too much work editing the thing. But yeah,
I was watching it at school. I was watching it at school, and I was grading papers and just kind of, going back and forth. And all of a sudden, he threw the grenade, and there was the explosion, and it was like way louder, and it like actually startled me. I'm like, "What?"
That's the problem when you add sound effects and things on. You must make sure that it's mixed properly. Otherwise,
yeah. He got excited about that. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
I almost thought a little Sam Kennison was coming back there.
But as like a typical Brit, he forgets the rules that work against him half the time.
Does he?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Oh, I forgot about that rule. That's what Ruff says.
Hey, he's using my ruses as well, is he? The cheeky sausage. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
But no, it is whatever people say. It's a popular game, no matter what people say. Because when I said I was going to be playing that, I got a load of feedback saying, "Oh, I can't wait, Ruff. Looking forward to it." So yeah, don't knock it. If you haven't got Warfighter and you just want something to sit there and lose yourself, it's brilliant. I think so, but then I'm biased.
I still think the World War II by far is probably the best one. I haven't played the new ones, like the private military contractor one, but I've played the modern one, and I've played World War II, and I like World War II a lot better.
Well, I do, of course, but I thought I'd do a Pacific one because not many people have done Pacific. I've done a couple of World War II. Also done a modern one. I quite like that. Tweez is, Alan, Blue Tweezers, he prefers modern just because there's lots more gear, he says.
I was about to say there's a lot more stuff, yeah. The toys are a little bit, there's quite a big list. I was actually just watching before we went out today, and it's just gorgeous up here. And I saw Bill in here who lives 45 minutes south of me, which I got to get connected with him so we can play.
Oh, I think he said he's moving. Now he's found that out. You're dropping the house prices in the area.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous out. So we went to the zoo today. But before that, I was watching Dave do the what did he do? The postman's uniform one. And,
yeah, I haven't seen that either. Yeah, I've seen he's put it up. Yeah.
So it was actually, I'm like, that thing looks brutal. It looks worse than like Itter or the rest of them. So, yep. Yeah.
There's Mike Butterjelly. So, of course, we had to have lead planes for our two groups, right? So I had to create very special ones. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Where the hell is it? It disappeared. Hang on a second. Hang on. Try again. There we go.
Oh,
wrong screen. That helps.
OBS, eh?
Kyle put up here while you're figuring that out about World War II solo board gaming channel. Yeah, I hope everything goes well.
I hope it goes okay with that.
Prayers and thoughts for him for sure.
Terrible news. Yeah.
So for our lead squadron in the high squadron, we have the Butter Jelly Express.
That's a down thumb now. You know that.
And in the lead position of the low squadron, the Need for Tweez. So our two good friends, Butter Jelly and Blue Tweezers, are lead bombers. And of course, a lot of other subscribers and YouTubers are there as well. Mo has a plane as well. So that's cool. Mo's got, where's Mo's plane? Mo, your ass over here. Mow your ass over. There you go. So I thought it would be nice to have planes named after our subscribers as well. So thanks to everyone for joining the crew, joining the fight. So that's what we talked about. Bill.
Bill chases me out of state. Oh, I'm not getting chased out of the state. Nope.
There's Mo.
Yeah,
Not after getting my
How you
kitchen
doing?
redone. I'm not going to be able to afford to.
You still be able to afford to buy games, though.
Oh, I'll still be that I can slip in here and there, but it's one of those things I've actually not been buying as much, and I still buy stuff because I don't want to miss out on some stuff, that FOMO gets in there. But then other things I'm like, yeah, I don't need that. I like War in the Pacific. Yeah, I don't need that. It's not. Yeah, so
I couldn't resist. So.
Oh, I did get my GMT shipping notification. I should have it Thursday.
Now, what's this for? Into the Woods?
Yes. And Salerno and Vietnam.
Oh, have you got Vietnam? That's not very...
I had to support this. So I'm friends with the developer.
I know Mitch, yeah.
Mitch. Ralph is also one of the developers, and the guy's doing the graphics is an acquaintance of mine. So I have to support them, so...
His name dropping again.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
The only reason I didn't get it is the solo friendliness of it.
Yeah, it's not really, but
no.
That's the one that I'll put on my shelf and be happy that it's on my shelf.
You know the guys. Yeah, you know the guys. So
yeah.
But I'm looking forward to Pacific War because
that actually didn't take long for them to get printed because I saw the playtest copy last April. When I was at the at that convention with Mitch, the little game weekend we had, the playtest copy was there, and I got to see it then. And it's getting printed out, and it's going to be out way before So yeah.
Hi, JL, how you doing? War for America ships 318. Okay,
cool. I got that one.
Oh, Barbarossa. I didn't get that because that is a big old bugger. So I didn't get that one. Whereas Pacific War, you use a lot of the scenarios on that single map. So that's... I
would say you should be getting them pretty soon if I got my note. I just got it yesterday. So
well, I think we would have got ours by now over this part of the world.
The Canadians got theirs.
They've got theirs. People in Aussie has got theirs. Kiwis have got theirs. We should have had ours, but the guys at Second Chance have had some lurgy hit them, and he did put a notice on Facebook saying, sorry, it's going to be, we've got people gone down with illnesses, whatever it is, flu, colds, the coof, whatever it is. So it might be another week or so before I get it. Can't wait.
Yeah. Mo says, if you're going to get any of them, get them now. Probably not going to be reprinted. It took years for these to get reprinted.
Yeah, but
that's the thing. It's like I get the games. I got to order them because it's like Target for today. Can't get it anywhere. It's like out of print. I mean, you could try and get like a secondhand copy or something. Or maybe you can find it on Noble Knight, but I mean, you can't get them at any of the regular websites anymore. So stuff is hard to find now. Stuff is hard to find. That's for sure. Silo game when a retailers get it. Yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. So speaking of new, what'd you get new this week, Tony?
Oh, well, as everybody saw, I did. So I finally decided to name my Open the Box because somebody was saying the what's in the box. They kept thinking of, what is it, the movie Seven? And Gwyneth Paltrow's head being in the box or something like that. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. So I decided to rename it, and I was looking at everybody's does recon. I was like, I don't want to do the same thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do advanced recon. So that's what my own box is.
Yeah,
how much different. That's pretty creative, Tony.
That's what I thought. See, I call mine Open the Box. Yeah, let's open the box. And everybody recon. You put advanced recon. I thought, oh, that means he's going into it. He's going to go in depth of this game.
No, that's just advanced recon.
No,
it's like just
I felt cheated.
It's just a name. That's all.
It's just an unboxing. What a cheeky monkey.
Well, and then the one thing I did do is I did put the NATO symbol for the cavalry for recon on it. So like I actually did some.
Does that make any difference? No, it was a clickbait.
And then I picked up this one, which is 1066.
Tears
to Many Mothers, which is the Battles of Hastings. This is the same people that did Gloom of Kilforth, Shadows of Kilforth, that whole thing. So the artwork is phenomenal, and I've heard the gameplay is
components in those games are fantastic. All or Nothing Productions, and they come from over here. God bless
they're
them.
Brits. But so that's what I got in. I did get in. Oh, the other thing I got in is the little wooden chits. That for like because so I can do the B-25. So I'm trying this out.
Thinking of getting them. They're the right size for Matt White's games as well. Those. So and they do smell like. Yeah, they smell like the White Dog games because they're laser cut and stuff like that. But like so. Yeah, good idea.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I have a bad printer, so it's not the best. But like all the counters, because the way they put these counters, I don't like. They're like individual squared like this. They're not together. So I didn't want to do the chipboard that Jester used because it's just in too many cuts. It's like cut around.
Yeah.
But I have other games that I'll be using that for. I have some of the Panzer Grenadier download stuff that I got for free that you have to make the counters for. So I'll be using that for that because it's like the perfect thickness. It's perfect. So, and I got to get as good as you are with a knife, Jester. I was very impressed with your knife skills.
That's like 10, 12, 15 years of practice, man.
Yeah,
that's
that was like
50,000 cuts. If I had my little other map board on it, it is literally gotta have 500,000 cuts on it. You can just see all the different cuts. It's just amazing.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got to get a good knife. I got to get good at that, so that way I can do those. So.
Well, at one point I reprinted and recountered all my ASL to a bigger size because I didn't like the smaller size. I printed out the maps, 10-inch wide maps.
Yeah.
And it was 27 or 28 inches long. So I made 1-inch counters and everything. So, I mean, I've got thousands of counters behind me.
I'm pretty good with this thing, though.
That's not bad.
Yeah, this rotary cutter. I need to get a new blade. So I'm pretty good with that. But I do notice I go a little.
Have you got a steel ruler?
Well, yeah, that's what I got to get. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, don't do it freehand, for goodness sake. Or use a plastic ruler. Use a steel ruler.
Dude, that one you got, Tony, is really good for when you get them cut like this.
Okay,
then you can you put them down and then you put the thing in, and it's like a pizza slicer.
Yep. Yeah, long cuts, they get a little swervy.
Yeah,
so if you can get them into strips like this, then you're good to go.
That's what I do. And on that, I've actually now finished my Moody copy of Carrier. Over 700 counters are now done. And so I'm not sure if I can get it on the channel because I might get the old copyright police on me. But I've got.
Why would you get copyright police on you?
Because it's owned by what are they called? That own Magic the Gathering, Wizard of the Coast.
Wizard of the Coast.
Hasbro.
No, you'll be fine because people put ASL and that's owned by Hasbro through MMP, of course. But
if they've got the game, I haven't got the game. Mine's I printed out the map from a PDF. I've got all the handouts from a PDF, and the counters aren't the counters. They're just somebody's new design of counter. 700 odd of them. So but I've got a copy of Carrier. Next one on the list to do is Raid at Saint Nazaire. That's the next one to do.
Well, you can get those for pretty cheap. Those copies, I think.
Can you? You tell me where, and I'll.
Oh, okay. On America's side of
maybe
things.
Not. Maybe. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I was wrong about that. I could have swore I saw some, but yeah, don't get swervy when you're drinking.
Yeah, when you've been drinking. Yeah, do not use sharp stuff and sharp implements and alcohol even. Yeah. So yeah, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy making counters. Do you enjoy it, Jester, making them, or is it? I enjoy doing it as a teacher.
I do enjoy it to a certain point. It's kind of relaxing. It's kind of nice to have your own creation at the end. But sometimes when you got a big project and you've got lots of counter sheets that you got to clip, and then you got to try to put the, what I usually do is make one side, cut it all out, and then cut out the back side, take off the little printing, and then try to, so that my counter is two-sided.
I took a chance with Carrier because there was over 700 counters, and I just stuck them on.
Wow.
Yeah, and they lined up perfectly.
There's a trick. There's a trick to make sure they do that.
Yeah.
If you cut the one side of the page and then the top, and you put that up, and then you do that with the one for the back.
So you do the opposite ones and line them up, and you also look down on the edge of the cardboard to see if the lines from both sides of the paper, where the counters are, they line up as well. And yeah, I just bump like you do in strips, and then chump, and then click, and then before I spray them, I now spray my counters with acrylic varnish because it gives them that sheen and it protects them a bit. And they just look a bit better with that sheen. But if you just print them off, you've got that matte finish on the counters. So, I have to sit and spray as well. And then everybody comes in and goes, God, it smells like a chemical plant in here. What you been doing? Even though we've done it outside, as soon as you bring it in, of course, it's the place out. But yeah.
I don't ever, I've learned my lesson way too many times trying to do back-to-back. So if you made it,
yeah, it's great.
Just not for me.
Cards, I don't seem to have so much luck with. It's because they say they've been printed right, and of course and they don't. They're all over the place. Yeah. So for cards, I tend to do that,
especially if you put lines around your counters, right? You put them in a square box, and then you have a line all the way around, so you know where to cut, right? Yeah. If the line's too thick, right, then when you put the back side on and you don't cut it just right, the line starts showing up and everything else. And
yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's on some of them a little bit, you can see a little weeny bit, but I can live with that because and luckily as well, a lot of the counters in Carrier are one-sided, so it's not too bad. So yeah, okay.
Lizzie Potatoes wants to know what we're talking about. We're talking about how to make war game counters and how to make them the best way possible. That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Welcome, Lizzie. Counters. I don't remember you being here.
No, I think newbie.
We got a newbie. We got a new one.
Welcome.
So
I might get it on the table. So we'll see. But again, another complex solitaire game.
Carrier.
Yeah, if I can get ahead on my 10 so I don't get moaned at by you two for the rest of next year, I might sort of flock. That's why I'm playing. I might play, well, when we have a chat about what we've been doing this week, if I can get ahead, I might play some other games I want to play.
Did you get anything new this week? Did you want to see what I got this week?
Hey, Jester, did you get anything new this week?
By the way, before you answer that, Jester, did you get anything new this week?
Hey, I got something new. I got a laser pointer. Oh my God. Was this laser? This was sent to me by Tony. He sent me a broken ass laser pointer.
What was going on there? It was like, what the heck are you doing with this thing? It's not working.
It does work now that I spent 45 minutes getting it to work, but it works now.
What did you have to do? I had to flip through it because I was cutting through.
My gosh.
What you should do, of course, you
send me a broken ass.
Unscrew the top, take the thing out that stops the batteries connecting, screw the thing back on, off you go. But no, he had to make the mountain out of a molehill. You know, it's just it's like bad luck. Sort of gets attracted to poor old Jester. He gets this thing. He's ever so excited. If you watch the video, he's so excited. He's got this from Tony.
I was very excited.
And he got it. Then he's going. It only works when I push down. When he was pushing down on the batteries, it was working. It was weird. I don't know what was going on, but
right, you saw it. Yeah. I don't know what was wrong with it either, but we got it working. So yay! And then I also picked up. Guma Killforth.
Yeah, good, fantastic art on those games.
The game's really good too. The game's
really interesting.
I've even sleeved all of that. All of them are sleeved, even the tarot size cards that I got with pimping up. I got the pimp up.
Oh, I got that too. I was stoked about the bigger ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all sleeved.
It was not user error, Butter Jelly. It was not.
Something was up. It was
we tried with, we tried without, we tried every combination there was. As long as I hold the batteries down with my finger, it works. So
whatever it was, it worked, because when you screw the top on, that's supposed to push those little batteries down.
That's what I thought. So it was weird.
It was fun to watch because you could hear the frustration. He says, "I can't just go away. I'm
I didn't want to like unbox it and then because Tony sent it to me and then just be like, it don't work. Okay, sorry." So I was like trying to find a way to make it work so Tony didn't feel bad.
You could hear it in his voice. He says, "If I wasn't live, I'd just switch the off button on now. And I've gone. He was getting frustrated. You could hear the frustration in his voice. And he's thinking, "I wish I'd have checked this out before I pushed the live button." So, but no, it's quite insane.
But I wanted to do a live unboxing. So
yeah.
Oh, and the other thing I got. Oh, hang on. I got to move it.
Oh, there's something that nobody else in the world has.
Something nobody else in the entire world except for me has. That's right. Did you like my comment?
Yeah, it was a white shim. Of course, that's what it was.
All right. Got to move everything out of the way. But just for you guys, I will do that.
He ripped off all the labels and everything.
I missed all that. I was kind of like going, does he get it working? Like, I couldn't wait. I was like, did he get it working?
The names he was calling you, Tone. The names he was calling you. That's cool, I must admit.
Yeah, I'll admit that. That's really cool.
And you can have them for all your games, can't you?
This is a Playmat.
Yeah.
Yep. So
expensive to get done.
Yeah, but here's the thing. After I ordered this, right, we played a bunch of missions, and I decided I love my playmat, don't get me wrong, but I think there's some upgrades. So I put in some upgrades in the next version, which is, hang on. You want to see the new plane version? Hang on. I will share it with you shortly.
Tweezers is in the house.
No, not Tweezers.
Jeez, I can't get away. Is he in? Oh.
See, I'm about ready to call Ruff's channel. I'm playing whatever Ruff's going to teach me, or what Blue's going to teach me. Whatever Blue's going to teach me, that's what I'm going to play. I think he's going to go through next year and go, okay, Blue, what can you teach me?
What can you teach me? And that's the 10 games I'm going to play.
Yeah. But when we played this week, because again for the same reason, it's in a part of the world and it's that those people, blah blah blah. He said, "Let's play Nightfire." I've never played it. What a different game! Another Lee Brimacombe Wood game. The guy that did the Red Storm series. Completely different game. Frustrating.
Yeah.
It was weirdly.
It's basically.
It's basically
4 hours. 3 hours. It was basically 3 hours of people playing Battleship.
I did say that.
24. Miss. Roll the dice.
Yeah.
B17. Miss.
Yeah. It was. I think, to be fair, and in the game's, I did enjoy it, but in the game's defense, I think we played a very simple scenario. I think there's others where you've got different bits. You can find the bombers more easy, but yeah, it's like Tetris combined with battleships. It was Yeah, these are coming down, and they're on They don't change course. They just come down the bombers, whoever you're fighting against, and you've got to try and intercept them. And of course, they go past you. My one, I had a Blenheim, or as you call it, a Blenheim. I had a Blenheim, and of course, once they go past you,
I thought it was Blenheim.
Blenheim. But once they go past, you can't catch them up because you go the same speed as these bombers. The Blenheim wasn't a great plane, bless it. But yeah, it was. Yeah, don't take the notes of him between 4 hours. He just.
So here's the new updated version.
Oh, and Ruff, they're not that expensive. They're really not too bad.
So I've been working on this sheet. So instead of you know how we have our superficial hits, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to assign your superficial hits depending on where the attack was coming from. So that's what these little boxes are here, or these little circles. Then there are little locations. Some of them are like named locations, like this is the flap, this is the aileron, flap, the aileron, and then the tail and the elevator back down to the bottom. So if you're getting shot, say we got a fighter that hits us coming in at 6 o'clock low, and he does superficial damage, then you have to assign the damage to the tail section of the plane.
When you say low, is that the middle square on the game board, or is that the high square?
Oh my gosh! Can you believe that? That's crazy. You notice in my boxes, the high are on the high side.
Oh yeah, I was like, "Are you serious?" They
right,
put level.
Right?
That's
Am I the only one? Yes, it drives me insane.
No. I agree with you completely on that.
Right, everyone should.
Completely. The level should be in the middle.
Obviously,
you didn't put your level on the top.
Huh?
You're on the bottom. Your level's not on the top or the bottom. It's actually in the middle.
Right. No, not mine. Not mine. Mine's right.
Why would you do that? That just
it's dumb. They're dumb. It's the board that everyone's going to be looking at the whole game, and if you're trying to teach somebody how to play or whatever, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, ignore this box that says hi because it's anyway. I've moved all my important information, whether you got escorts over here, and then of course if you're playing evasive, information on a formation, contrails, no contrails, above 10,000, 10,000. Then of course I added all the damage markers on your plane. So like if you fill up the damage on the tail and you have to take another tail hit, plane's gone. The tail gets shot off. If you take too much damage on the wing rips off. So now your superficial hits actually matter. You're not just checking a box and going, oh, it's superficial damage. So
do you have like little like markers? Have you designed little markers yet for them?
Do I have little markers, he says.
It was a stupid question, wasn't it, Ruff?
Yes, I got little markers. I think I got enough.
Just a few. You need 30 at least.
Fantastic. Cubes are great for gamers.
500 pieces.
Yeah, that should cover you. One mission at least.
So anyway,
that's not if you start chucking them at the wall because
I thought I like this, right? But to be honest, right, I'd really need to have this sheet as well. So I'm incorporating all this stuff on this sheet back into the actual playmat. So you will, if you print this playmat out, you'll have everything, most everything, not everything, but most everything you'll need.
It's great. It'll be 10 foot square, but it'll have everything on it.
Okay.
Hey, and then you'll be able to use your mouse while you're playing because it's like basically a gigantic mouse pad.
It's a gigantic mouse pad. Exactly.
I love them. I got them made for all my sports games because it's just easier. Like there's some really neat ones that is it L Smith? Yeah, L Wilson. He designed a bunch of nice ones for all the play games. And so like my baseball one, I've got the one that's really nice. and I got the golf one, and I think I
Yeah,
got
they're not. I mean, just if you get the standard size one, which I think is 14 by 27, I think is what it is.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think if you get the default size, they're not very expensive at all. It's like $25 plus like they only charge like $5 shipping to even.
Yeah, and you get a nice tube to keep it in too. So,
Well, not where I order from, but
I got mine from Ink. I get Inked is the place I went through, and it's a nice tube that comes in. So now they could have changed it. It's been years since I've actually got them. So,
but I've got a nice one. I've got my maps. I've got a place where I can get my maps done for things like Carrier and Raid, and they come in a nice tube.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they put them out like full size for you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh. So it's 1/2-inch counters, which is what it is. Yeah, it's the map of Carrier. It's not the new one that the chap designed. There's a new design for it.
The Philippines one, yeah.
Yeah, this is the old map. Brilliant, lovely. I think that cost me about 18 quid. So
those mats are also nice when you're filming too, because you don't have to worry about the glare.
Right.
As Stuka says, DVG puts extra glare on their hard corner mat.
Well, I'm doing Warfighter at the moment. I've got to be so careful with everything sleeved as well, but the extra shiny playmat or play ball.
I bought the neoprene when they were on sale for Warfighter, so I could video it without. I also got it for Tiger Leader, which you can use the same thing for Sherman. It's the same one for Sherman.
It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah. So I mean, I've just got to watch it, So we'll see what happens.
Next thing will be a 172 Beast team. He's probably already got one.
Yeah, and he'll be doing videos and painting and assembling these Revel kit, whatever it is, or Airfix kit.
No, I don't. I don't have it. All I got is I got the Derby.
I don't think you got one of those super duper extra special expansion planes you got for Road to Moscow, did you? Is there a B-17 in that? They're superb, those expansion planes. Or am I thinking of the box? No, the box was superb.
For Race to Moscow.
Oh, Race to Moscow, yeah.
I don't have that game.
I know you threw it across the room, didn't you? Yeah.
Oh, that Race to Moscow. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It took me a second. All right. Now
I thought he's being comedic. I'll play along, but no, he wasn't. He's just senile.
Made a good suggestion for the GMT game or the DVG board, so you can play hockey on them.
I thought the old thing used to play at the amusement parks with the air hockey thing.
Yeah.
Air hockey, yeah.
I used to love that. Yeah.
They are insane. They are insane.
A bit very like U-boat. I am so glad I did not get into that U-boat phase. That just looked like, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't seem that interesting.
What, the game? The game of the year?
With the game of the year. The map of the year. The map of the year. Where's
I'll tell you what, though, you don't hear much about it now, do you?
I heard they haven't even been updating that app.
No. That's the problem with app games. You've got to be on the ball, got to keep updating them. I know one of the best, most popular ones, the Mansion of Madness, or is it Arkham Horror? One of those uses apps, doesn't it, with the music and everything?
Yeah, Mansion of Madness.
Mansions of Madness, as well as War for the Ring. What's it called? Middle Earth War for the Ring, I think is what it's called.
Oh, right. And they're updating those, are they? They're keeping up to date with those.
As far as I know, they are, because they're coming out with expansions for them. And these expansion packs are like $80.
Yeah.
Wow. $60 for the expansions. I'm like,
yeah, I know. But U-boot. Yesterday, no, I don't hear about it anymore. So
app was abandoned, which is why app games have a feature unless they release the code. Oh,
that's
boy.
Right. Yeah. You've got to have
Journeys to Middle Earth. Yeah, there you go. I knew it was something
everybody's
like
correcting you.
Yeah. Everyone loves to do that for some reason.
I wonder why.
So, what are we talking about?
Well, I just want to talk to people in case they're wondering what I've been up to this week. Last week, I released the second part of Panzer. I've had to put that on hold. We talked about that last week. It's still out. I'm actually still recording it, still videoing it, and there's the next part already uploaded, and I'll do another one next week. So when things get better, hopefully, I can carry on with it. I don't want to drop it because I'm enjoying it. So I thought I'd do a bit of Warfighter, if you may have seen on my notifications, and that doing a Pacific Warfighter. So I'm trying to record two things, and also, if you saw last week, Jester kindly sent me some stuff, some games. One of which was Tiger Leader, and I found a space for it. But look, there's a gap there. Look, because it's now on my coffee table, so I've got that out as well to give it a go. Because I couldn't do any recording of that today. Might try that tomorrow. But if I can't, I've got Tiger Leader. So bear with me. Things are happening, but because some dictator decided to invade another country, it's put the kibosh on my videoing. But bear with me. So thank you for letting me explain to my my peeps.
So it's funny because with me recording, Karen was like, I'm just going to watch TV. We've got a TV in our bedroom right now. And she's like, I'm just going to watch TV up here tonight. I'm like, well, shit, I better go record. So,
yeah.
So this week, actually, there's been quite a bit of work done. I actually helped out a little bit because for Karen's birthday's today. She's not home right now, but when she does come home, I'm going to pull her in. So we all need to wish her a happy birthday. But I surprised her and got the laundry room all finished, and we have a working washer and dryer right now. So we actually are, as she said, we have 3 of our 5 appliances back.
That's not bad. That's
so
not bad.
I didn't get to do too much, and he was doing a lot of sawing and stuff when I got home, and by the time he's done, all the kids are home, and it's just like, yeah. So, but she was like Monday night, she was like, yeah, because I had set out the stone, and I was just going to play it just for fun, just to play it, and then maybe record it after I played it the first time. I'm like, well, shit, I should just record it right now. I'm like, and so I forgot how much fun that game is. All the dice chucking, like, is it going to make it? No, yeah, like, the saves are crazy. There's like some French tanks that are like insanely tough to beat. They have a 3/5 armor, so 3 dice.
Yeah,
saves on 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be assault town. It's assault friendly area coming up. These next couple turns are going to be assault.
This is the problem, Tone. You're doing this, and I put down Lock and Load Tactical to play, and I love that. But I love all the Lock and Load Tacticals. Can I just make it?
No,
I said next
no,
it's going to
no,
I can't just say
and you can't have Blue teach it to you either.
No, I don't want Blue to teach me to it. That's fine. I put next War Series, so that could be any of them. Can I just put Lock and Load? And then when
next year, you're not going to get cheeky. We're going to have specific names.
I might, if I can get ahead, then I might just get Nations of War out again because I do miss it.
You actually are ahead.
Wait! I thought you were going to get Panzer Grenadier out. That's what you told me a couple weeks ago. You were going to get.
No, I did have it out, but things happen, and it's on my list. It's on my list.
He puts Warfighter out. He's got 4 out of his 10 already. I'm up to 2.
I got
he doesn't
2
know
or 3.
load anyways.
2 or 3, maybe even 4. I thought I was up to like 4 or something.
You're up to it's like 2 or 3.
Probably.
Where's it at? I got it. I am the official list
right.
keeper. I'm up to 2.
Yeah,
Rob's up to 3.
Sorry, Tone. Cohen makes a mention, and I did go through my mind, which you said 3 out of your 5 appliances are fixed. Does that include you?
Nope. I'm still broke, so that's only 2 out of 6, Jester, I got you at 2.
2?
Yeah.
What's 2?
Lock and Load Tactical and Panzer Grenadier.
Damn. What
You
about
did an
all the other
ATS
stuff?
video, but you didn't play.
Damn.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah, Next War series is on my list to play this year. The 10 list, the 10 games to play. I'm not sure which one to play. So, yeah.
I almost want to get
It's on-
Taiwan out just
It's on
because.
his list too. That's on his list.
Yep. Yeah,
I
Ruff's
don't know.
got it at 3, and if he
We
does
just
Warfighter,
started March,
that'll be
which
4.
is what, third month of the year. So we're
Yep.
only a fourth of the way through, boys. We got plenty of time. We got
Yep.
3/4 of the year left to play.
Got to keep the momentum going, and that's why I blame the chap in that part of Eastern Europe that stopped me playing this, even though you do count it as one because I did a couple of videos, but I want to finish it. So
Well, it's good that you're still recording it because then you can just put it up.
So
what
3
I'm doing.
games Ruff played, right? One was Rotten Steinman House, which was a game that he actually never played because he doesn't know how to play it. The other game
No,
was
he played it.
he didn't play it.
I did an hour video on it.
So that was one of his things. The other one was basically sit there and watch Blue play the game for 4 hours, and then he jumped in and rolled a couple dice. So he's really only played one game.
He's got the Anthony. He's got the Anthony because I'm beating him.
You are. I'm surprised.
How
You
dare
are. I
Very
can't believe
dare, sir. I'm clutching my pearls now.
Yeah. We
Did you see? So, yeah. Did you see on the Lock and Load tactical page that the scenario I did? So Dawn's Early Light. It's really hard for the Argentinians to actually win that scenario. And that was feedback that they get that whoever designed this scenario actually went back and tweaked it to give the Argentinians a chance. If I get a chance to at the end of the year, I might look at how the scenario, what they did on the tweaks, and see if I can give the Argentinians a chance, because I just don't see how they can do it. They can draw really easily. You can get a draw no problem. But having to take basically 8 hexes because it's a double level house and you have to clear the bottom and the top in just the amount of times and movement points. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Watch this.
I enjoyed playing that.
Being and roll a couple dice. You're playing across the bug.
Yeah, see, you did the whole scenario. I did the short one and still didn't finish it, but I did enjoy it. I'm looking forward to the North Africa one. But I've got a story. I've got a story that Tweez told me that Chris Ridley kept suggesting. I can't remember the name of the game. Tweez, you have to pop it in the chat. Said you've got to play this. You've got to play this. So Tweez looked online to get a copy. He knows of the game. It's a big, it's a big sort of sandboxy game. And he found one on eBay, and he sort of was bidding on it. He said it's not a bad price, and he won it. And on Wednesday, he told me he got the game, and he said I looked on the bottom of the box, and it had his wife's name on the bottom of it. Chris's wife was selling it, so he's got the game that Chris recommended. He's got his actual game. Go figure, yeah. That Chris said get this game, and he's got Chris's game.
Wow.
So he went for a good price.
I just have cold chills go over my.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that like that's how it should be? Yeah, I know.
Yes.
And he's also getting Chris's supplement because he said, "Do you want to play Vietnam, Ruff? Next War Vietnam." So I'm getting Chris's supplement. So it looks like the missus is starting to do the right thing and sell off poor Chris's games to get a few bob in, which is fair enough. I hope Chris told her the right price to pay to sell them for, not what he paid for them. So, but isn't that a great thing that Chris suggested get this game and he went looking for it and ended up with Chris's copy. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's weird. That's crazy. Wow.
So yeah, great story.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. That's really cool. That's something. It's like having this book, The 3 Days in June, just always reminds me of Chris because he was so on this book. Like he was, and it's been a great book. It's been a great read too. And
he was there. And he was there, wasn't he? So
yeah, he was. Yep, he was a vet there from there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully he's smiling and putting his thumb up and going, good, yeah, result. So let's hope. Yeah.
It's giving us a thumbs up.
Yeah. Yeah, for tweets saying, yeah, okay, yeah, you got what I wanted you to get. Yeah. So
That's
good.
cool. And then Tweezers, speaking of Tweezers, he's got a big show coming up tomorrow. Good
Right.
Lord. So he's trying to steal one of our guests away from us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we introduced him, and now look what he's done,
Right. It's like, hey, you might want to know this Tweezer guy. And now he's like trying to steal him away from us. So
Who's this show with? Who did?
he's Mark Walker. He's doing the Long Road.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
He's playing a scenario with vampires and werewolves and World War III.
zombies. Yay! I'm just kidding.
They're
I know
not
it's not. I know it's
zombies.
not.
They are apprehensive undead. So they got to go with a more political term now. You're going to piss off all the zombie people out there.
It's a bit like Bulge games or Normandy games. What, another zombie game? Oh, But it does look intriguing. It's a mixture of both
horror and war. Yeah,
war and
I think that combination works pretty good.
Yeah,
so
I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to try and watch on Sunday.
What time is he doing that tomorrow?
Well, he says it's looking to be like it's going to be postponed.
Oh no!
See, Mark listened to my email then.
It's you. You put the spanner in the works, have you? Oh right. All right, because I think the man's busy, isn't he? The man, Mark
we should be getting in magnificent style here soon.
I know, right? Hopefully, Mark still remembers to ship me my copy that he owes me to send out to our lucky winner, Mark. Hopefully, you remember.
Sparkling vampires, werewolves, and tanks.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it sounds great. I don't care what anybody says. Sounds great.
I know, right?
Yeah, not my thing. Not my cup of tea.
Oh, Mark had an illness in the family. Okay.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's going around now for sure.
Yeah, but I think things are going to get hopefully better in the next couple months.
I'm happy I'm not having to wear a freaking mask at school anymore. So.
Yeah, we stopped all that weeks ago.
Tony misspoke. A most beautiful sacrifice.
What did I say?
In
magnificent style. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
which is Herman's. It's Herman's game, so I'm not. Yeah. At least I had the right designer.
You got the right designer. It's a crowbar in the American Civil War, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Algiers and Algeria, right, Tony?
Yeah, right. With that. I'll support you on that one. But yeah,
or that place in the Netherlands, Rotterdam. Yeah, Rotterdam. Was it called it Rotterdam?
What's wrong with Rotterdam?
It's called Rotterdam.
What's wrong with the way I say Rotterdam?
It may be rotten, and the dam may be rotten, but that's not how you say it. I mean, I think Brun comes from that part of the world, so Rotterdam. It's in Algeria.
I'm sorry, Rotterdam. Is that better?
No, Rotterdam. Yeah, it's in Algeria. Next door to Algiers.
You just go take your rule books and go home and take them up to bed. Okay.
At least I don't get any grief from my rule books. They don't argue with me.
I bet you they do.
Give me grief.
I bet you they do.
No, they don't. Ooh, off again.
You moved again, Ruff.
I know. I don't know. I've been pulling out things and putting them in. I just think my computer goes, I'm just going to, every time you move, I'm going to make you looking, like something's happening. One of your plugins has come out.
Okay, so, Jester, I saw you playing Gandhi. I jumped in and watched some of that for a little while.
Yeah. Why didn't you say?
And I've been playing it too. So I've been playing it with not recording it yet, but I've just been playing it because I really want to get this down because there's a lot of differences in this game that I've noticed. Like, still going good.
Actually made it to the couch. Now, if I can make it back over, then we'll continue.
We'll be good to go. Yeah. How do you think that game's going? I mean, it's definitely different from what I'm used to on a coin game.
It is. It is a lot different. I think to be honest. There is some really cool mechanisms in this one with the AI that aren't in the other ones. That I'm really hoping they take these mechanisms going forward with them. So one of the main kind of ways that you can, when you choose what you do and you're the first player, they kind of forces your opponent to either choose what's behind whatever you like. If I choose the event, then you can choose an operative special operation. But if I choose just an operation, then you can't choose to do the event. So there's ways to manipulate that. In the other coin games, they don't have that. But now with Gandhi, they actually have the way the AI will work against players and yourself. If you have a critical event coming up, they will try to prevent you from doing it. So I think that's super cool.
Yeah. One of the things that I thought was interesting, so in most of the coin games, the control is straight up more pieces or less pieces. But in this one, it's only if the other pieces are active. So if they're underground, the Raj could still have control, even though there's more active pieces or inactive pieces, even though there's more pieces from the other side. So I thought that was really interesting. I actually read there's a couple pages in the playbook about what each one should do and how they get their goals. And I've really taken this coin game and really cause really starting to dissect it.
Right. Me too. I don't know, for whatever reason, because it's not interesting at all to me. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, going into this, like if somebody say, "Oh, we got a game on Gandhi in 1917," I'd be like, "Okay, whatever. I'm not going to get it or whatever." And that's why I didn't get it for the longest time. But and then I thought, "Oh, it could be interesting. Let's try it out." But
you have two non-violent factions in a war game.
Yeah, got the non-violent factions. And the other thing is, unlike all the other coin games, when they flip over to active, right? That's when they can do things, unlike the other coin games where you have to be inactive to flip over. So there's a lot of differences that make this game very unique.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of differences, which is really nice because I've played Cuba Libre several times. I've played Liberty or Death several times, and both of those have different mechanics and different things in them, for sure. I've slightly played Andy and Biss. I started it, didn't finish it, and that was just because who I was playing against. We just never got back to it. I played Fire in the Lake, which again even has different stuff that you have to worry about. And Fire in the Lake is kind of that start where things started to go differently, because I think Andy and Abyss, Cuba Libre, and A Distant Plane all are very similar. Like very similar. The Fire in the Lake was different. There's some different stuffs with the troops. You have to keep them at a certain level for the Americans, and there's just the interaction between them. You need to help the Arvin, but you can't help them too much. So there's that kind of give and go on that one. Liberty Death is totally different, it was the first one that was done prior to modern. So the first four were basically modern era. That one was it. And then I've heard Falling Sky is really good. I haven't played that. That's kind of on my next year list but this Gandhi one, totally different. And I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a different beast, which I was happy with, which tells me that they're starting to take these coin games. And yes, the nice thing is I don't have to learn the mechanics. I don't have to learn what's the anatomy of the card? How does this work? I can get into the why a lot faster. So, but
yeah. I mean, you can miss half the rule book, right?
Yeah.
Just skim over.
Matter of fact, I think they actually have if you've played any other coin games, only read this, and this.
Good. That's good. I'm looking forward to the Martial one. That's to say, these things.
I'm actually looking forward to that one because it could be I was like, oh, it's whatever. It's sci-fi. It's not historic. But then I started to think, I'm like, they could do so much different with it.
I don't know.
I hope it is.
This will be my first coin game. The others don't. I mean, I've tried. They don't click with me. But because I love my sci-fi.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping I can just forget and just play it as a sci-fi game. And yes, Jez, my gap has been filled up, so to speak, because he sent me some games and I've used up the gap. The gap's gone. Look.
Yeah, I see that. See that you got nice shelves now. You got them all
Yeah, I
filled
don't know what I'm
in,
going
no
to do.
gaps.
Don't know what I'm going to do when that sort of 20-inch Pacific War box comes and turns up. I don't know where I'm going to fit that in. But
Right.
I'm having trouble finding to put my GTS the Greatest Day. Like, I have no idea. I need to do an unboxing of that still.
That's to go that way, though, doesn't it? You can't.
Yeah,
can't
because it's like this big.
Yeah.
It's like huge. So.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Jezza's got the expansion for Fire in the Lake. That's like the third expansion, I think.
Well, there was the bot expansion.
Oh, that's right. There was the bot.
Now they actually have like a physical expansion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Distant Plane and 80 and Abyss, Fire in the Lake, they're all very similar in how they work and mechanisms wise.
Yeah, they really start going different.
You can play one, you can play any one of them because they seem so similar. I mean, there's some slight differences here and there, but when I was playing a Distant Plane, it felt like I could be playing any of them. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one, Gandhi, I'm glad they're branching out. They need to branch out. It's the first time, I know a lot of people, some people had posted on our Facebook page that, they weren't interested in this one because it didn't really have that war element to it, but it does have the big conflict element to it. So I think if they go with conflict as opposed to, re-simulating a war.
All-out war, yeah.
I'll tell you what, the amount of deaths that happened during that time period because of that conflict are larger than some wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and a lot of them were civilians. They weren't a part of it. And then again, it was civilians on civilians. So the book by William Byrd, I'm like halfway through the audiobook. And it's brutal. It's brutal. That's brutal.
Very much so. Very much so.
Nice thing is so far I don't feel a bias. Like, he's not like on the British side. He's not on the Indian side. He's not on the Pakistani side. He's not on the Sikh side. He's just kind of putting it out there and letting you kind of decide on your own. He does kind of mention that the Indian school system kind of brushes over it and goes with the kind of the positive light of stuff, which, most, you go over to Russia, they're going to be talking positive about a lot of the stuff in Russia, or, in a lot of the stuff like that. Germany, it's a little different because there's laws against it. But you could see, I know in Japan, they kind of brush over World War II in their schools a lot of times. Germany, same thing. They kind of like skip it. They don't really talk about it. For national shame reasons, I kind of understand it, but
that's wrong, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, it's still wrong. Yes,
you've got to learn. You can't take that history away, and you've got to learn about it so it doesn't happen again. If you keep brushing it under the carpet.
The problem is, I see it happening over and over again. Like, people just don't learn. They think, and what it is they think, I know more. I know what happened. I can do it differently. The problem is, the reason you can't do it differently, because there are certain factors that are the same no matter what. So you can't do things differently. Even though you think you might be able to, you still end up with the same thing. And, I see a lot of that still, unfortunately. But to me, that's human nature.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you don't teach history, because there's every country has got bad history in it, but it's got good history. We should learn about all of it and learn from all the bad and good things.
Yep.
Just ignoring your history is no.
Oh, trust me, I talk about the Vietnam War and how stupid it was we were even in it.
Yeah.
Like, it was the worst thing. It's right up there with slavery and how bad of decisions. We shouldn't. It was horrible. All of it was horrible. So, but I teach it.
History is bad. some history is bad, some history is great, you know, and we've all
You
got
got both
some bad
sides.
history we'd rather not happen, but it happened. So, but let's teach people it so they've got a broad sort of understanding of how we've come to this place in now from the stuff that's happened before, good and bad. So yeah, that's because I love my history. You love your history, you know.
Yeah.
You love your history. So
it's one of those things we all love. That's why we play these games. We love the history of them. I think, at least, very few war gamers I know, and I know a few that aren't really care about the history. They're more into the crunchiness. But most of them, the history came first, and then they found the games, and then they figured out, oh, I could learn even more, because you do learn a lot from playing these games.
and I thought I knew quite a bit about, say, the Second World War. That was my thing. But since I've been playing these games, I know it's like it's overload. You know, the stuff is coming in from all angles, and it's great. But I can't keep up. It's brilliant. Yeah, Jez, it's the GD40 is the Battle of Ston, and the other one for tactical combat series that Jester sent me was the Russia-Finnish War, which I'm quite interested in, because I'm waiting for the sister game to Operation Dauntless to turn up. Red, there's another Red something title.
Red Winter.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that.
I'm waiting for that one too. I've heard good things.
It interests me. Yeah.
When I first got into the hobby, that was one of the games they recommended to start off with, but you couldn't find it.
It's not as complex as Operation Dauntless, but it's still a complex game.
I've got to the point where I'm like, if it's a good game, it makes sense, and I can put it on the table and I enjoy it, I could care less about complexity now.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Panzer, I'm quite happy. Some people say it's quite complex. It's not really. It's just lots of rules. There's plopping in rules. And I think complexity is a sort of arbitrary thing. It just means there's lots of, when I say lots of crunch, there's lots of rules. And those are the things you've got to remember. If you don't remember them, Panzer has Stone as well. Yeah, I've got them all, William. So yeah, I love it. I love the series. So yeah, it doesn't frighten me. Red Storm, I'm still trying to get my head around. That is a complex, crunchy game. It is. It really is.
There's a reason I don't have it on my shelf.
Wow. But it's great. I'm wanting to learn, and now because Tweezer spent the time with me, when I get the rule book out and get the maps out and play the solitaire scenarios, I'll be able to understand it a bit better, because I've played. So when they're talking about, when I first read the rules, it's one phrase went in and another sentence came out, in my head, and but now I've played it, it's going to be easier for me to understand it. That's the crunchiest game I've played, and I do enjoy it.
And that's by who?
It's the series. What is it's
Who publishes it?
Huh?
Who
it's
publishes
GMT.
it?
GMT.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a
GMT. So let's find out if it's in his top 5 list, then, shall we? If he loves it so much.
I do like it.
You heard him. He loves it so much. So now we're going to go through our top 5 lists.
Yeah, it is a struggle, Gareth. It is a struggle, but I'm not gonna drop it. There's a game. There's such a game there.
I watched some of the play testing, and when I watched it, I was like, "Yep, nope."
See, if Mitch likes it because it's crunchy, yeah, he loves
it. Yeah, well, he was one of the play testers, and
he's coming on
one of his sessions.
He's coming on a couple of our playthroughs, and he was putting us right. He knows the game backwards. He loves crunch, so yeah.
Why he plays with me, I still don't know, but I appreciate it.
I mean, that's one of those games. I think if you get taught by somebody that knows what they're doing, and you can see it and understand it, then it makes sense, right? If you just sit down, buy it off the shelf, and read the rules, and have no one helping you along,
I think it'd be months working that out and looking at stuff on
right,
BGG and asking questions, and if you can get somebody to play it with you that half knows what they're doing, like Tweez. So I'm joking. Yeah, that will be, you learn when somebody shows you, don't you, rather than, I think most people learn if they're shown. rather than say read this and then do it. So, but yeah,
people can do that. I'm not. I have to like see it, do it. Yeah.
I like all things. I like all stimulus. I like reading, videos, hands-on. Yeah, it all helps.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. We've got our top. So the topic for today, guys, is top 5 GMT games we've played. Okay. So they are the ones we've played. So with that,
top 5 GMT games that we played. Anytime. Anytime.
Yep.
Anytime. Yeah. Since we started.
So
Jester will have a bigger pool to choose from. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
All right. It's Mum's birthday.
Pick out another scenario to play against your dad yet?
I've got to get one out on the table for us to play. Yeah.
And it's your mum's birthday today, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm ready.
When she comes in, I'll grab her. So, top 5 GMT games we played.
Do you want to come in now?
All right.
No, she will. She will.
Oh boy.
So, top 5 games that we've played that are GMT. So, I'll go ahead and start with my 5th game. So,
Go on then.
Okay. So, my 5th game, top 5, is Normandy 44.
Oh.
What? Come here.
Hi. Remember us? How
Long
you
time no
doing?
Happy birthday, by the way.
see. Thank you.
Yeah, stay there a minute.
Oh.
Oh, I've had a drink. I don't know how this is going to work.
I love it. I'll get one too.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karen. Happy birthday to you. Ooh.
Yay. Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Hello. Thank you so much, Rob.
It's all right.
Aw.
Happy birthday. I won't ask how old.
Oh,
Yeah.
29.
29.
29.
29.
Although I said that to somebody, I felt like a dirty old man now.
I know. I like old guys.
Robbing the cradle there.
Yeah. How old are you? 56, Tone?
No.
Yeah.
We won't keep him after like 6:30. Well, he's all yours. So
I'm gonna go get ready for tonight.
Yep. We're going out for dinner, so we're gonna
No
have
kids.
Yep,
So-
just me and her out for the dinner.
oh,
Lovely. Have a great time.
Oh, thanks so much, Shiz.
Happy birthday. Right. That's embarrassed. Right. Okay.
Oh, Mo says you don't look a day over 22.
And you're 55.
I'm not 55.
Mo says you're 55. He must know. He's from your part of the world. He must know. Right.
yeah.
Okay, so mine was Normandy 44,
Okay.
and Bill agreed with me. So Normandy 44, and it's really that Simonich system. That's the one I've played the most of.
I haven't played. I've got a few of them now. I've got to play them, but I haven't played any of them yet. But everybody says they're rocking. So I'm
Okay,
looking
so
forward to it.
Ruff, what's your number 5?
Well, it's got to be Red Storm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know it very well at the moment. Well, I know it better than I did. I'm learning, still learning. There's a great game there, and I'm looking forward to taking for Tweez to take off the training wheels and let me loose on it with the sort of solo scenario. So Red Storm is definitely there. Yeah.
Jester, you're number 5.
My number 5 is a really boring game that nobody likes. It's Tank Duel by Mike Butterjelly.
Nobody likes.
I know we had a really good time playing it. I think it's really fun. I need to play it some more. I need to create some maps so I can fix up his game, and then it'll be perfect. So number 5, Tank Duel.
I didn't put my
and of
battle
course the expansion, so that just adds a whole bunch of
I'll tell
really
you
good
what,
stuff.
I just noticed somebody posted in, I don't know if it's our group or another war game mini Facebook, but the Salerno 43 map is like only 3/4 the size of a normal map, so it'll be really good to play.
And the reason I didn't put Tank Duel on my one is because I haven't got it, and I've played it with you guys, but I haven't got it and videoed it. So
it made my list, but not that list.
Yeah.
I mean, I played once. So.
Look at that, Mike. Good job, man. Good job.
Okay, so let's do this. Ruff, what's your number 4?
Oh, me. Number 4 is the Tri-Pack Battles of the American Revolution.
Okay.
Lots of game in there, and simple enough.
And it wasn't that the scenario you played the British against the Americans?
Oh, here we go.
For the British.
Accusing me of dodgy dice throwing. Accusing me of dodgy dice throwing. Yeah. That was one. It was good fun. And I think it's a game that if somebody newish to the hobby could understand. It's not battles of great battles of history. It's not great battles of the American Civil War. It's a great system. I like it.
Yeah. Bill says Men of Iron. I would agree, but I haven't played it, so I can't say yay or nay, but I can tell I'm going to like it. When I actually get a scenario. Okay, Jester, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is probably one of my all-time favorite games, but just because of the length of the game, I've knocked it off my top pedestal down a few notches, but it's still a great game. Paths of Glory.
I knew it.
I saw you mouthing it. I knew that's. I thought that's what you. Yeah.
Well, when you said you knocked it off the top, I was like, "Oh, that's where your Paths of Glory
in my top 5 for the longest time."
And because of you,
I tried playing it last year. I playing it 2 years ago. I get to a certain point, and it's just like,
I know it's a long game.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Because of you and Stuka Joe's card system, I've got that on the P500. So there we go. Might be my first
game. It's a masterpiece in.
It might be my first World War I game. So watch this space. Yeah.
And tell me
my
what's
number
yours.
4 is a coin game. It is Liberty or Death, which out of the coin games has been my number 1 in and out. I love it.
Now,
I love the topic, and I love how they deal with it.
Is it different enough because it's a Harold Buchanan game, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Also, I'm in love with the map. Like I would literally.
It's a good looking map. I'm still going to be convinced.
So, and he's taking his map to bed.
Yeah.
You take the rules to bed. He'll take the map to bed.
Okay, Jester, you're number 3.
My number 3 is a coin game. This is kind of an homage for all the coin games out there. My number 3 is going to be Cuba Libre, because I think you'll notice in my top 5, it's all about the same complexity. There are some war games that are more complex, some that are less complex. I like those middle ground, and I think Cuba Libre is on the lighter end of the coin spectrum. It's easy to teach. It's easy to play. You can get a scenario done pretty quickly, and it's modern enough that you recognize some of the cards and stuff, some of the events. So
get it. My number 3 is Carthage.
Carthage.
Yes.
Really? Now that's surprising.
I've played it 3 times now. And Carthage is really good. I love it. They're kind of vamping it, and they're bringing out as Thunder Alley, so you can play early Rome, the first Punic War, and the second Punic War. You'll be able to, all the 3 games will be in one box, is what the whole thing. So, but no, the way it works, kind of the fun things that they have, the random events that they have, the fact you can lose an entire legion when your boat tips over because you got lost. The fact that you can literally try to do treachery and then you get stabbed in the back and killed. It's just a lot to it. It's a lot of fun. So, Ruff, you're third.
Well, I was in a bit of a quandary here. There's 2. I have to make a choice. I think I'll have an honourable mention for Hunters, but my number 3 is Men of Iron.
Okay. Like I said, I haven't played it, but I know.
That's the next one up from the Battles of the American Civil War in complexity. So that would be a good transition for somebody.
Okay, number 2. I'll go first. My number 2 is Labyrinth with the expansions. It is probably my most played game from GMT. I've played it multiple times, especially with the second expansion. I've yet to play with the third, but definitely love the Labyrinth game. I have the app version of it. Love playing it. Not any good at it, but I still have fun with it. So Labyrinth is my number 2. Ruff, you're number 2. Panzer.
I've fallen in love with this game, and this may well, if I play some more, because I've got all the expansions, as I play more of this, it may well knock this, may knock my number 1 off its number 1 slot, but we'll have to see. It's the advanced rules. It's not so much they're advanced, it's there's lots of them and optional rules. Then I'm not finding them complex, and it looks like I've got a good grip of the game as well from what people's feedback has been from the couple of videos. So yeah, it's just fun. You're just tanks. It's tanks, for goodness sake, blasting each other out, one another. I've still got to introduce the infantry and the artillery, the towed vehicles and the off-board artillery and the aeroplanes, but just with tanks, using the advanced rules. And I would recommend anybody getting this is to just play one game with the basic rules and then get the advanced combat rules done, and you'll have much more fun. A sort of order of magnitude more fun. Yeah, it's a bit more looking up stuff, but that's part of the fun. So Panzer, number 2.
Jester, you're number 2.
My number 2. This is a game that I hadn't played up until about 3 or 4 months ago. And all of a sudden, I am completely obsessed with trying to find a way to beat this stupid game. So it's only maybe number 2 right now for me. It might drop down, but it is, Tony, Labyrinth.
Okay.
I played I got the online app. I did a couple online videos of that.
Yep.
I tried the board game version. I even spent half
an
my
hour
game library chaining off half my game library with butter jelly, so he would send me the second expansion, and then I bought the third expansion. And so now I've been sitting here just trying to figure out. It's a very simple game. There's only 2 or 3 things you can do each side. And then there's events come in and they mess with you every single time. And it's one of those games that I have to, play it 1,000 times to beat it once. I'll be happy. So that's number 2, Labyrinth, just like you, Tony.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know.
It's only because I'm
now
obsessed with this game right now.
Yeah.
So it might fall down later, but right now it's number 2 for me.
Okay, Ruff, we're going to give you the honors of the first number 1.
Well, I don't think anybody knows there's going to be any surprises here. My number 1 GMT game at the moment is Atlantic Chase. I know it's one of those. It's turned into a sort of Marmitey game. You either love the thing or you think, it's not for me. But I just love it. It's very. Also, I think I love it because it's very British as well. And it's the early Atlantic War, North Atlantic War, using that that technique of mapping out. And as I said, I think it was last week or the week before, Sink the old film Sink the Bismarck, where it's run basically from the operations room, and you've got that big map, and he's moving the little ships about, and that reminds me so much of the sort of trajectories you put down with the little wooden oblongy things. And it's like you're trying to find out where the Bismarck is, or where the convoy is, or whatever you're trying to find. And they're trying to do the same to you to shorten that trajectory to pinpoint where you are. Then they can attack you. Yeah, brilliant game. Panzer's a close second. Who knows what next year or the rest of this year will bring in the way of GMT games? But at the moment, Atlantic Chase, and I wish I could get it out on the board on the table again. But Atlantic Chase, brilliant. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, we've got Bill that's come up. His number 1 is Combat Commander.
Yeah, and I've ordered that. So who knows? Next year when we ask, who knows? Because there's a solo fan-made solo thing out for that as well. So
there's a couple different versions of that I've noticed.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that. So
and Tim Zales has the Hunted as his number 1.
Yeah.
Pretty good list. So real quick, guys, if you want to jump in on this, I will be posting these on both the Consim World and the Facebook, our top 5s. It may be tomorrow, but I will post them up. If you've got your top 5, if you want to put them in here, or post them up on the Consim Tack Up or the Facebook Tack Up pages. Okay, Chester, I'm going to let you be the last.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give you the honors of being the last number 1. My number 1 is 3 Days of Gettysburg GBA CW. I've been playing it for 3 years now. I love it. I love the system. Great game. I think it simulates really well, as much as a game can simulate. There's a lot of differences to it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So Gettysburg is my number 1.
It didn't go on mine because, again, it's a game that I like, but I don't know it that well yet.
Oh, I've got a long list here of games I like that just didn't make the top 5.
Yeah,
sometimes it's because I haven't played it enough to really say, I like to play games quite a bit before and 30 plus hours of Gettysburg. Yeah, I know I like the game.
Yeah, same with me, Atlantic Chase. I did a bucket load of videos on it, and because I loved it, I didn't want to put it back. I didn't want to put it back in the box, but I thought they were going play something else rough. So I had to sort of put my own pleasures away and put it in the box. But I can't wait to get it out again. So yeah.
And before we get to Jester, we do have a couple people that threw some games up there. So we have Michael. He did Colonial Twilight. Interesting. Men of Iron, Fields of Fire 1, Falling Sky. That's the second Falling Sky. Tim Zales has it on his list too. In Command and Colors Napoleonics. I almost said Combat.
I'm looking forward to trying that. We've got the Ancients, so that may be in the list if we do this next year.
Yeah. Gareth said Time of Crisis. I've played that. I didn't get it. And that's maybe just because I wasn't playing with somebody face to face. I was playing, like by email, and it just I don't think it lost a little bit of it. Mo's got Unconditional Surrender. That was on my table on my list for last year. I didn't even touch.
Got that on order.
Stalingrad 42, The Hunted, Silver Bayonet, and the next War Series. Jester, let's finish this off. What is your GMT number 1 game?
Well, my number 1 GMT is the game. My number 1 played war game of all time. It's a game that I own 0 copies of right now. It has many expansions with it. And I wish GMT would get their ass in gear and start reprinting it, because I want to get my copies back. I had to get rid of them a long time ago. You guys should know what it is by now. But I will tell you, the other thing is, I will never forget the scenario I was playing when I had Victory sign sealed, and delivered until the very last card turned into a random event that I lost the game on.
But that's why you're
my number one game of all time, Combat Commander.
Oh, right.
Yeah, my most played. I don't have a copy when I got rid of all my stuff when I moved down, and I hate not having a copy. It is such a good game. There's
I've had
so
fun with
many
it.
scenarios, and there's just
I
expansions.
played it like 3 times.
Yeah,
I did enjoy it. Tweezers has 1914 Twilight in the Roads, SPQR, Skies Above the Reich, or Storm Above the Reich, sorry. Too many Above the Reichs out there. Red Storm and Fields of Fire. I believe the Fields of Fire with him when he was teaching us.
Yeah.
That you could tell he just really enjoyed that. And
yeah, that was fun. Again, not on my list because I've played it. It's the first game I bought. I think you remember me saying when I got into this, but I haven't played it enough to put it on the thing. But yeah, it's on my. If there was honourable mentions, there'd be.
Yeah, I mean,
is that the counters you have as hexagons? They're hexagons.
Yeah. I'm hoping when I do get it on the table and video it, GMT will go, God no, send him some new counters. We can't have him looking like that. He's making us look bad. Send him a new set. So yeah.
Mo guessed it. I saw him post a Combat Commander.
I've ordered it because everybody's going on about it, but I'm waiting now. We're all and
they
even
they got to get that reprinted.
There was a Command and Colors convention.
They're going to sell out like 3,000 copies like immediately. So I don't know what they're waiting on.
But I don't know where I saw it. There was like a Command and Colors convention or
Combat Commander. Well, I think it was it Bill? I think it was Bill that was at that convention.
And they were saying the most moaning they had was they couldn't get a hold of it.
Yeah.
So I do have one copy. I still need to punch and clip it. But I have that, the Mediterranean, and then I have the Sea Lion expansion. Yeah, Bill, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
See, now I need to get with Bill so we can play, so he can teach me face to face. Because I've played it on Vassal, but I'd like to play it face to face. So yeah. Berticelli, yep. Fighting Formations, Combat Commander, Wing Leader.
That's another one I need to get. Fighting Formations. Can't get it.
Nope. Sky and Storm Above the Reich. I tell you what, I did enjoy. I've only played. Was it Storm Above the Reich is the first one? I've played it once. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Combat Commanders is a different animal because there's no dice. It's all flip up the card, whatever the card is. That's your dice roll.
That's
Tony.
neat.
That's right up Tony's alley, right?
Yeah, he's cracked the dice.
A lot of people don't also like it because there's a lot of chaos on the battlefield where things will change. You'll have fires start. You'll have victory point tokens that will disappear. There'll be random events where enemies or reinforcements will show up. So a lot of people go, "Oh, that I don't like all that because it's."
Yeah. Mo's done an unboxing of Flying Colours. So that's completely something I didn't think Mo would do, but he thinks that might be one of his games. It is. I've had a little fiddle about with it, mate. It's brilliant. Yeah, I think you'll like it. But Commands and Colours, it does get a little bit of a shtick from people because it's not simulation, is it? It's a fun game. Random things happen. I love random things. I love cards. I do like cards, CDGs, if I can solo them or play them with somebody. But yeah, those things, if you haven't got a card that lets you do something, you can't do it. And I don't care that it's not a realistic simulation. If it's fun and I'm shooting Germans, that's good. So
yeah.
It's, let me know how you get on with that, Mo, because we'll get a Vassal-y thing going if you want. That'd be fun.
Berticelli says that he'd like to show him how it works.
That's actually a game.
Flying Colors is right over there in my shelf, just waiting for me. I got it. I was excited when it was P500, but I'm not really excited to get it out and play it for some reason. I don't know.
It's I don't know. It's a great team game. because you can assign like
Oh,
boats.
yeah.
So it's great. I was in a 6-player game online with a bunch of buddies that I had.
Flying
That was
Colours.
a lot of fun.
Flying
Yeah.
Colours. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's a
One
great
of the
game.
larger scenarios. So
Yeah, it's a great game to play because you're controlling. It's not like the old. I can't remember what it's called.
Wooden
Something of
Ships and
Iron.
Iron Man.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Where you have to plot what you're doing beforehand, and that's more sort of single ships. This one is like fleets, and you move them en masse, which is a little bit easier. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I've been looking actually at some Mo says it just what I was thinking. I'm like, I saw a box cover. What the hell is oh, I know, because I was looking at it's a Legion War game. What's their
Sea Captain's Sea.
It's not very solo friendly though. I looked at that. Yeah, I have to look to see if it's solo friendly because I don't have any friends apart from you two and the people in the chat. You know,
to see. I mean, this box art. I mean, it's like, oh,
it's cool, isn't it?
And I was like, oh, that looks pretty neat. I think, is this in one of the ones? Game details. I mean, you get a bunch of stuff in there. That's for sure. Look at that map graphics. Oh my gosh.
I tell you what, the maps in Flying Colours have to compete with the maps in U-Boot.
Yeah. I always joke around when I see those maps out saying, wow, the detail is extraordinary. I mean,
but joking apart, it depends what map you use. There's shallows, and some of these things on it can be coastal areas with artillery on it, so yeah.
If you get the Serpent of the Seas edition or expansion, I can't remember if it's expansion, but that's
on my
the
list.
1812 war, and that's here. That actually happened, probably about 30 miles away from here. I live by Lake
Erie. About MVP, yeah.
I'm excited about that one, but I'm kind of curious to see what happened because ATS Critical Hit is doing modern, so their first group of tactical games was Russia, US, Belarus, and
yes, Mo.
Ukrainians. Yeah.
Well, we can't touch them at the moment because we'd be pariahs. We can't touch that. I've had to stop Panzer because it's set in Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah. Mo does say ocean maps are going to be as sexy as space maps, generally.
Yeah, one's black, one's blue. Yeah.
At least they can put little dolphins surfacing someplace on the map just to break it up a little bit.
Sometimes you get a little lighter shade of blue.
You do.
It's a shallower region.
Shallows and all that. Yeah.
It's like, really? Okay, sure.
But I actually had somebody that taught me that game that actually sails. So he was actually kind of giving us a lot of the, kind of like why the maneuver does this, why you can't just turn.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. How to use the wind and why this is called this and why that maneuver is called that. Yeah.
Yep.
I think
you're beating the wind and you're all those terminologies. I've got no idea what they're talking about. Yeah.
It's like it went in one ear, stayed in here while I was playing, and it's gone out.
But I think it might be on my list next year if I don't play it.
I didn't pick that up, but I'm almost like, if I see it, I may pick it up just because of the, I know they don't reprint as often as they'd like, and so
Here's their upcoming at the printer. Anybody have any of this? I know
I'm being saved money this month. The only thing that's being charged is the American Civil War one, I think.
I've got that one. Let's see here.
One at the printer.
Empire.
I have Elbaravid, the solo system.
I've got all them.
Julius Caesar, the deluxe edition.
See, I'm thinking about that one. Talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Well, this is like a combination of 2 games, so it's like 2 games in one.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot for your money.
And Conquest of Gaul. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you get it, I'd also recommend getting the Boudica's Rebellion, because that's kind of a cool. You have to have the Conquest of Gaul to play the Boudica's expansion.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I have the expansion because I have the old version of those.
Ah, right.
I would like to pull both of those off. Actually, I have the Gaul. I don't know if I've got the Civil War one. So
the thing is,
I just hit 12,000 steps with me gesticulating.
Yeah, so, if you do, you're a bit like what we used to. Old Magnus Pike used to be a scientist on the telly over here. But the only thing that's going to be charged in March is this U.S. Civil War.
Yeah, I've got that because
no, I haven't got that. I don't want it because I don't get overdone with American Civil War. I'm quite happy with Great Battles of the American Civil War, so I've got a month off. My credit card's going to go. But this stuff.
What about Churchill? Churchill is like supposedly, super solitaire friendly. And I was watching Wise Guy. He's got a series on it played through. And I think this is, we played Versailles 1919, right? Where you're the leader and you're trying to negotiate the different deals. It's kind of the same system, but you're using World War II, Churchill.
Well, I wonder how the solo system is better, because people are saying that the solo system in Versailles isn't great. It needs 3-4 people to play to get the best out of the game. I'm just wondering if the solo system is better in this than it is in Versailles.
Watch Wise Guy History. He's got a series. He plays it solo, and I watched it and I was like, damn, I didn't know you could play solo. I think it plays great solo.
Okay.
There is some there is some gaminess where you can say, oh, if I do this, then the AI will do this. So there's a little bit of that in it, where you can kind of manipulate the system by saying, if I move this over onto my side, then the AI will activate his card to bring it back over to his side. So I can get the AI to use up his card. So
Tweed says it's fine, the solo mode. So that's good enough for me.
Yep.
Mike, were you a part of that game that I was in? I thought you were. You might have been in one of the scenarios we played. He'll teach a captain of the seas. He offered it last.
Look, Mike, what haven't you done? He's been an astronaut. He's been a sailor. He's invaded, countries. He's discovered science. The man's amazing. Okay, he's done everything.
Submarine.
Yeah,
he's a movie actor. He's an astronaut.
He's a tanker, apparently.
Yeah, God bless you, sir. Yeah,
and he also plays games, by the way. So
this is the brilliant thing about this hobby. These people that play it, you just find out things about them. They
five at the printer. Ooh, it's going to be ouchie time.
Yeah, it's gonna be, next month is going to be expensive for me. Got Empire of the Sun. I've got the CDG thing. I've got this. I've got that.
Well, that's not. Mike says he's got one less thing to do. One thing's left.
How about get your stupid games out, like
Big man hug. Yeah, get Wolfpack out, for goodness sake.
Or Mr. President, or
Do you know what? I think I've actually, in a drunken stupor one morning at sort of 3 in the morning, I might have ordered that.
I love drunk coordinating. That's like the funnest thing to do.
Yeah, it's down that because it's Mike's game and you're playing it. It looks brilliant on the table, but I won't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's. No, we did a thing. It's got some systems going on in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, once you figure out how everything interworks, it's
crisis management. That's what the whole game is.
Yeah.
Whatever Tony chooses, choose the opposite, and you'll be okay.
Right, yeah. If there's dice, there's no dice in it, is there? Thank goodness.
Tony's like,
there's plenty of dice in it. There's
exactly. No, don't do it. Tony says.
You got to take and rank your top priority, second priority, third priority, fourth priority, you know, and then like your top priority gets a whole bunch of bonuses and your least priority gets like minuses and everything. And when I watched him and Mike play, like every card that came up was that the thing that he didn't care about. It was like, oh my God, he was just getting hammered. You remember that?
Yep, I sure do.
Yeah, well, that's what I've done. And Mike, he said one last thing to do is visit Ruff. And if I do ever meet you, Mike, you'll get the biggest man hug ever. All right. So,
Aww.
yeah.
You do look great.
Oh,
She's got a going out dress on.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to wrap things up because Tony's got to get a shower and get ready to go here. So
Actually,
everyone,
I do have to get a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's looking at you thinking you need a
she's
shower.
like, dude,
Yeah.
come on, let's go.
I look
Stop
like
your
Father
yak-
Christmas, as
Stop
Rob
your
says.
yakking and
Oh, yeah.
say goodbye to your friends and let's go.
Thanks again, Rob.
Aw. Look, Tony, you're a
Yeah.
lucky man. Greens from Germany. I like
She
all your
says
comments.
thanks. She says thanks for the song, Ruff.
Oh no, she will. Yeah.
I feel bad that I didn't get her anything.
Oh,
Oh, we got a new Marcus, new viewer. Germany.
We're good, Marcus. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Go over to Tack Up on our Facebook page. I'll go
Or
and
if
get
you're
it
on
up.
the Consim world, we got that one too. Yes, I married up by all means.
You are certainly punching.
She married down. I
You
married
are
up.
certainly, you are certainly punching well above your weight, Tony.
Exactly.
Aren't we all, though? Aren't we all? We're so lucky. Let me get up here.
But
Well, we're
yeah.
gonna
So
go
we do
ahead
have to
and
kind of wrap it up here.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
What are we got on our channels coming up, guys? Nothing.
Go on, you go, Jester, because I'm pasting the old Tack Up thing.
We got some more target for today. So if you're not part of that, come on over to the Facebook ComSim World group that Ruff will be linking here in the next 10 minutes. And I'll be playing that. We got a crew. We've got the new pilot down here who landed his plane successfully for the first time. And I didn't do anything with Herman last week because he's had to take the week off. He had a death in the family. His dog died unexpectedly, so
I didn't see that.
so I didn't. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer for Herman. So he just took the week off. So hopefully we'll get together next week and get together and play and do some stuff. Next Friday, if you guys are around next Friday evening at 8 o'clock over at Dale the Casual Gamer,
We're
going to be doing our top 10 solo games of all time. So I'll be over there and do that. That's about it. Ruff, what do you got?
I'll be still videoing Panzer to put up on the channel for when things go, hopefully that will settle down. But next week on the channel, if it all goes well and I can video it, is a bit of Warfighter Pacific. And the boys aren't pleased. It's the Marines. The boys aren't pleased. They thought they had a short patrol. They're going to go, oh, this will be easy. We'll just go around and do a bit of this around the perimeter. Back home for tea. No. As soon as they were leaving the camp, the boss said, there's some caves up there that have been giving us a bit of trouble. So they've got to go clear some caves. So
this is going to be a fun one. This will be a fun one.
Well, it's a short but fun sort of scenario. So looking forward to getting back into some Warfighter.
Yeah, it must. Yeah,
that's why we don't try them, Marcus, because they are terribly hard.
Ginseng, got it. What do you got, Tony?
Hopefully another episode of
Tone, when are you going to do Keep Up the Fire?
Nations at War. Sorry, Stone.
Yeah, I know you're doing Nations at War. When are you going to do Keep Up the Fire?
I need a big table for that.
I need to look at it. before I spend my money. You're the man that's going to make me spend my money.
That one will definitely be after probably in April is probably when that one will get done. So,
Right.
yeah, that'll be in April. And Mo's excited about the Marine.
Yeah, hoorah! Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But yeah, Nations at War Stone. I should have that. I'm going to do a advanced recon on the 1066.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Tone. An advanced recon is an opener box, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's just, I'm going to open the box.
Hey, no, God bless you. No, that's funny. That was yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we want to get Tony out of here
Yep.
in plenty of time. So, everyone, thanks for coming out this week.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate all the views, all the likes, all the thumbs up. Come on over to Tech.
Smash the button if you haven't done so already, please. Smash the like button, please.
Come over to the Compson World Facebook group, Tack Up Wargaming. You can find it over there. Join up with us. Have a good time. And then we'll see everybody next week.
See ya. Thanks for everything, guys.
Thanks, everyone.